Hello folks, Chuck here with Hillbilly Half Acre Homestead. Austin and I were out here. We've recently done some splits and caught a swarm, and anyway we've ended up with some more hives than we've got hive stands for. So we were going to make some stands. We thought, well, you folks might like some ideas to use on making some cheap hive stands of your own. Now I don't remember where I got these, but these are oak wood pallets. As you can see, these are about 1 1/8 inch and a quarter thick. You'll be hard pressed to find anything stouter to use for a hive stand. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, and the way I want to do mine, is I'm going to use this for a hive stand, and I'm going to take 2 of them and I'm going to put them together. Okay, I'm going to cut this part off because I know a lot of you are going to say, well, why don't you just use it like it is and put a hive on each side? Well, I just don't want to do that. I like single row hives. That way I can work the back side of the hive and leave the front side open for the bees to come and go, and I don't get in their way. If I put a hive on both sides here, the way I'm going to have to set this stand up, I'm going to have to work the hive from the front of the hive, and I'm going to have bees trying to fill my pockets with nectar and pollen while I'm working the bees. So I don't want to do that. So here's what I'm doing. Now I've already cut these on the bottom. Let's see, which side did I cut? Make sure here. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. So I cut through those right at the 2x4. I got some nails here, but I'm going to miss them. I've got my circular saw set to where it's just barely going to cut through that 2x4. Anyway, I'm going to fire up this saw now. Y'all might want to turn your volume down a little bit. Hang on to your saw, because when that comes loose, I have had them to go back like that a little bit and pinch the saw blade, and it'll jerk the saw up towards me. So hang on to your saw, be careful. You know, there may be a safer way to do this, but this is the way I'm doing it. Just like with any other video that we put out, our safety is our responsibility. Your safety is your responsibility. If you don't feel like what I'm doing is safe enough for you to do it, don't do it that way. I'm not telling you to do this, I'm just showing you how I do it. In other words, if you cut your hand off or your fingers off, I'm not going to be responsible. And if I cut my fingers off, I'm not going to hold you responsible either. So it's a win-win all the way around. There we go. So there's that. Now what we've got here, that's 21 inches wide. What's the size of your hive? 20 inches. Good enough for me. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take 2 of these and I'm going to put them in here on the top side to fill in the empty spot. Okay? And then we're going to take about 4 of them, I guess. We're going to make some legs for it. Okay? And then, excuse me, I think what we're going to do is cut another pallet the same way, and then we're going to put 2 of them together, and that's going to give me about 7 feet. So 2 of them together, I think, end to end, 2 of them together, 2 of these are 42 inches, so 2 of them 84. They might have changed it, but when I was in school, it seemed like 12 or 7 feet was 84 inches, so we'll have a 7-foot hive stand when we get done. But the way this sets, I'm putting the extra pieces in here to fill up this empty space, because in that gap right there okay. Well, it'd be close. I'd have to scoot it in a little bit. The 8 frame would come to about right here. So, you know, center to center, 8 frame would come to about right there. But what happens if I want to put some of my 3 frame nukes on there, or a 5 frame nuke? I'm going to want to scoot it over to the side, and those are only 9 inches wide, so it's going to tip in. So I'm going to center another piece in this empty spot, only on the top. Whichever half is going to be the top, I'm going to put another piece right in that on both pallets, okay? So we'll work on that, and we'll get back with you. We are back again. Just like I said, I got the pallet cut off, and I got the extra piece put in the top here in both spots to fill in that opening. And now I'm putting the legs on. What I've done is I've taken an extra piece of old oak rough cut 2x4, cut it off into 20-inch pieces. Okay, and then I've run it flush. I've run it flush with the end of the runner here, and I'm trying to. I don't really want to drag out my square. Okay, I want them fairly square, but I'm not going to lose a lot of sleep over it. Okay, I've got it clamped on here with my vice grip clamp. Take my drill here, and I've got a drill bit, and all I'm going to do here is drill a pilot hole. My goodness. That oak is hard to cut. But on the other hand, that's how you know that it's going to stand up to some abuse, and it's going to hold some weight. Okay, got that. Now I'm using 3.5 inch exterior. I believe these are exterior grade deck screws. If not, anyway, they're deck screws. I guess if you're gonna put them on a deck, they'd have to be exterior grade. Okay. I'm just drilling those pilot holes through this top board mainly, and just get started into the bottom one. I want these threads to be able to take a good bite into this wood so it holds it good and solid. And it just barely, they just barely make it through both pieces of wood. So I've got a good strong bite with these big long screws to hold those on there. That's simple. Okay. Now I'm going to do the other 3 and I'll get back to you. Here we are. Finished product right here. I bet you're just amazed that I actually made a video and got right to the point. So I finished it up. You see the 4 legs. This is nice and sturdy. I didn't make a video of it. I know y'all are going to be upset, but I did get up on this thing and jump up and down a few times just to make sure it was sturdy. I'm only 260 pounds, so, you know, 3 full hives will outweigh me by 5 or 10 pounds, I guess. Little humor there. But seriously, jumping up and down at my 260, well, gosh, you know, these hives don't jump up and down, so even though they're a little heavier than that, I'm sure it's still more than stable enough. Got it all leveled up. I got it leaning, I got it set up to where they lean just a tad towards the front of the hive. That's for moisture benefit, I guess. All the hives are facing that way. That's east. I like them to face to the east. Like that morning sun to come in here bright and early every morning and wake them up. because I know they're ready to go to work as soon as the sun comes up. Now I haven't done it yet. It's been such a long day. My feet and legs are killing me. My back's killing me. I should have stopped probably about 3 hours ago and called it a day, but I wasn't going to be happy until I saw this thing leveled up with hives on it. So now I'm going to pay for it on that. But anyway, that's just no biggie. That's just one of those things I have to deal with. Here's my original stand. Now I just made that out of 2x2s. It's a big rectangle. I think it's 6 feet long or somewhere thereabouts. And I don't really like the bricks. I was told that the bricks, you know, kind of make it a lot easier for ants to get to your hives. And I have been having a problem with ants. Now what I intend to do, and I may show that in another video, I may just tell you about it. I probably won't. If I don't go ahead and post this video, I'll probably tack it on to the end about me. I'm going to take and I was on the beesource.com chat room last night, and a buddy of mine out in California, hello Ray, he gave me a great idea, and he does this himself to keep ants off the hive, but he'll take and the legs of the stand, he takes and he rubs axle grease or wheel bearing grease or something like that on there, something that's kind of thick, and it'll hang in there, and the water won't easily wash away. And he says he just don't have a problem with ants hardly anymore. So I've got some grease, but I'm not going to go in there and get it and come out here and do that tonight. So I'm hurting and I'm going in. So I just wanted to show this to you before I took off and called it a day. It's all done. I'm proud of it. I'm going to make another one. I've got some more of those oak wood pallets like that, and I can make another 42-inch one that I'm thinking I might put over in front of that one. And then I've got a couple oak wood pallets that are made the same way. They're just a little bit shorter, so they would be, I think one of them's 32 inches and the other one's like 36 inches. So I might toy with the notion of cutting one of those off and putting it at the end of this one and extending it on out. But I may not either, because it'll be easier if I start moving on down this way toward the road, or to the east. I know I'm gonna get to a spot down here to where it's a lot easier to level them up, and I don't have to have all these stupid bricks and everything. Which I was gonna put one brick under them anyway, just to keep. You know, oak wood is pretty good about hanging in there, you know, and resisting weather damage and stuff like that. But still yet, if it's not sitting directly on the ground, that's going to help it out even more, make it last even longer. And you never can tell. I may come along with some deck stain, some of that red deck stain or something like that, something cheap, and slap on that thing. Anyway, tell me what you think. I'm going to get out of here, and There's another shot. Bees are getting ready to go to bed, and so am I. So this is Chuck with Hillbilly Half Acre Homestead. Y'all have a great evening, and God bless.